If you want to talk into the microphone, you have to turn it on. Very important. Welcome back, everyone, to the Temple of Technology. I am your host, Scott James Magner, the idiot with a microphone. As mentioned, I am the idiot, and this here is my microphone. Actually, I'm going to turn the camera so you can see the microphone, because the microphone is placed in a particular position today because we are going to be unboxing. I haven't done an unboxing stream in a while, especially a big mega unboxing. I have a rule that when I hit a threshold of 4 or more packages, we got to do a stream no matter what before I can open up 1, 2 packages. You can just open those up. Maybe you'll stream, maybe you won't stream, but 5 packages, you got to do a thing with 5 packages. And it's going to be an extra special night here in the Temple of Technology because one of these packages is something that I've been waiting to put into a custom case. And so we're going to walk through what happens exactly when I get new media with custom cases and art and cataloging and all that stuff. That's all going to happen tonight. So, without further ado, let's head over here. By the way, I would just want to mention that we're on camera 2 today, where we stay classy. Mainly because camera 1 is smack dab in the sight line of the microphone and the unboxing camera. So when we pop over here to the unboxing stream, you can see me here on camera 2, and here you can see my hands as I do unboxing type things. So I mentioned I got 5 things today. Actually, I got 2 things yesterday and 3 things today, but I knew that 3 of these things were going to come. So I'll do the easy ones first. I have an HP inkjet printer, and when I bought it, I signed up for 3 or 4 months of free ink to get an idea of how much ink I would be using on my inkjet printer. It turns out it's quite a bit when I'm printing a lot of DVD cases, DVD case inserts. And I'll show you how that process works in just a few minutes. But this is the 3rd shipment of ink I have received in the last 30 days. It's exciting. I got a shipment from them when I ran out of ink, and then the shipment was going to take too long to get there because I'm out of ink, right? And I need to print things. So I bought crappy cartridges from the store, and it noted that I had bought cartridges from the store, which is hilarious in and of itself. And it noted that I was running my printer without proper ink cartridges. So it just sent me another box. And it turns out I needed that box in short order because of all of the stuff I printed out for Young Indiana Jones Chronicles and Supernatural. I exceeded my 50 pages that I could print in February. I didn't blow through all of my extra pages that I could do, but I printed a lot in February. And so they sent me another box of ink, and in this box are 2 cartridges, a tricolor cartridge and a black cartridge. I will probably never need that black cartridge again. I am just now exhausting my first shipment's cartridge for black ink. Hey, it looks like we've got 2 viewers. This is a multi-stream, but we are not on Facebook today. I have put a link to Facebook, but it wanted something about my settings, wasn't giving me the option to switch which page I posted this video to. And so it wanted to dump it onto my gaming page, which is not where I wanted it. This is a timeline type of stream. Temple of Technology stuff should just show up on the timeline. And that's where we are today. I put it up there. So who is viewing? Can we see who's viewing? Droop Dog with 2 D's and 3 G's and 3 O's is here. Another TV viewer, and Cap606. I believe most of those are robots. If you are not a robot and you are watching this stream on Twitch, say hello. Tell me how you like it and what's going on. I'm interested in such things. I don't have on the unboxing feed. I don't have the viewer count out there, so I am paying attention to my OBS to know when there are chats or viewers. All right. As with all unboxing streams, I am making use of my 2 favorite tools in the universe, My favorite being my leveling straight edge. Gives you an idea of things that are a foot long. There, we'll center that right in the room. And my second favorite tool in the universe is my trusty pocket knife. It is one of the finest birthday gifts I was ever given. And since it also doubled as a I'm breaking up with you gift, I've got a lot of use out of this in the last 20-some years. And I will continue to use it. I have resharpened the blades. I have replaced the batteries for the flashlight. I have even gone to the extra step of putting an ever sharp flint in here so that I can always light a fire. So I love this knife. I hope to have this knife for another 30 or 40 years of use, because it is truly amazing. Anyway, I'm going to use this to open some packages, and so let's go. You saw the first package, which was the ink. I don't need the ink today, but I will need it going forward. And this first package comes to me. I bought this package on eBay to complement a purchase that I had made on Facebook. And this will be, if I am not completely mistaken, this will be season 9 of the television show Supernatural on DVD. It was the one season I was missing in my big initial purchase. And I had enough fun archiving the discs and putting them into custom cases that I thought, you know what, I want the complete set. I want to go for it all. And so here we are, a completely brand new, pristine copy of Supernatural Season 9. Thank you, Alex, for sending this to me. It is, I mean, it's brand new, right? There's nothing wrong with this by definition. And so I want to open this thing up because that's what unboxing videos are like. I didn't need my knife for that. I could just use my finger to break the plastic. So I'm going to take the shrink wrap off. You stay classy, Internet. No one has ever played these DVDs. No one has ever touched these DVDs before. Besides me, I am the one, the natural one. All right, with the angelic, how do you deal with a fallout of heavenly proportions? The box asks. With the angelic host descent to Earth. Spoilers! Sam and Dean now face a world inhabited by thousands of powerful beings, each with its own chaotic agenda. Before tackling the threat of the loose nukes roaming the globe, the Winchesters engage in their most personal conflict yet. Meanwhile, Castiel finds he's more vulnerable and yet capable of more humanity than ever. As the threat escalates, a way must be found to reopen the gates of heaven and head off a demon insurrection in hell. I think that's an insurrection of demons, but, you know, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know for sure. Throughout, darkness leaves its mark on Dean. Has he finally crossed the line to protect his family? The excitement of this 6-disc, 23-episode Season 9 is positively cataclysmic. And so you see here is the outer sleeve, very nice, very glossy. The inner sleeve has the exact same information, but it is compressed. Inside the box, we've got 6 discs, and they have slipped. For some reason. Oh, look at this. So not only is it new, it's busted. That is a busted case. So the bits of the spindle here are busted loose in transport. It is not connected per se in here. So this is a non-starter anyway, right? I would have had to repackage this. Luckily, I have a package set to do just that. But I want to get... Usually, they put this insert in the case. Because we've got clips here, and you clip the paperwork in there, and you're good to go. But for some reason, this insert was set into the DVD case itself. So we're going to get back to this in a bit. Oh, that's why. Because of the nature of... Yeah, if you try to close this, you can't close it because the paper gets in the way. This is what I like to call bad packaging. Not only could they have fit this in a thinner case, but the packaging that they do have is insufficient to the task. So I'm going to put that there for right now. It's insufficient to the task, and it doesn't hold up. I'm going to slip it back into the sleeve where it will hang out for a few minutes while we continue the unboxing. I see we've lost a viewer already. Sorry, this is how boring I am. I'm only on my second very large glass of wine, so that's going to be a thing. All right. The day I purchased the 10 seasons of Supernatural on DVD from a Facebook buyer, I saw another Facebook auction for another season of Supernatural, which, like this one, is supposedly brand new and unwrapped. And this is the first DVD, this is the first Blu-ray set of Supernatural that I've purchased. Now, I have Blu-ray cases for 10 seasons of this, but they contain DVDs and not Blu-rays. So here you are. Complete 12th season. I paid $5 for this. $5 for this Blu-ray. I paid $10 for this DVD, but I paid $5 for this Blu-ray, plus shipping, of course. And so, thank you, Jay Hodnet. I reviewed your data today. I am super happy that you shipped this to me. I shipped it media mail for $3.19. I ship a lot of things media mail myself. So I want to show you the difference between the DVD packaging, which we just went over, and the Blu-ray packaging. For starters, we get digital copy. Digital copies are huge. I'm a big fan of digital copies. In fact, I'm going to be making digital copies out of all of this for my own personal use. But so there we are. You slide that in there, it comes out, everything's fine. There's a lot more thrilling and terrifying Journey of the Winchester Brothers data here. I will hold it up so you can read it if you want to. You can pause right here if you want to, but we'll go over it later. Inside, these are, if memory serves, these are 4. Yeah, put this digital code over here. You don't need to see that. That's mine. These are 4 disc sets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. 4 Blu-rays. Perfect. They are aligned in here. They have slightly different coloring and whatnot. Then it's still upside down. They have slightly different coloring with Blu-rays than they would for normal DVDs, but you can still get all the data. And the it's the same 23 episodes as you would expect, but they're broken up into discs, and I think it's yeah, there's 5 episodes a disc, 5 or more episodes a disc, and they're a lot tighter together. So I do like these Blu-ray inserts better than the DVD inserts, simply because they present the same information in less space. And unlike the DVD set, you can fit it into the clips. You can fit it into the clips, and it sits right there. All right. So I am going to leave this in the Blu-ray. I'm not going to repackage this into a 4-disc DVD case, because I don't have a custom case for this season. This is season 12. I have custom case inserts for seasons 1 through 11, of which I'm going to use 1 through 10. Go to stream chat. No stream chat yet, but that's okay. Say hello when you get a chance. It's not that big of a deal. All right. So I purchased this weeks ago, and I've been waiting for it to show up. I was looking forward to seeing it on Blu-ray and seeing how things worked. And then I got tired of waiting, and I thought to myself, you know what? We've got the money, and through personal tragedies recently, I've decided to just not wait to do things that I want to do. So I went to Amazon, and Amazon fulfilled my needs because I had to put a many thousands dollar bill for my cat, who's now passed. Thousands of dollars of medical care I had to put on my credit card, and that day, Amazon upped my credit limit. Go figure. And so I got a lot of rewards points on my Amazon.com credit card, which means that I could get free stuff. And I had ordered these to go along with the other stuff that I had, but then I did the math. And I looked at used Blu-ray sets, and I looked at new Blu-ray sets, and it turns out that new Blu-ray sets are only a few dollars more than used ones. And I got seasons 11, 13, and 14 of Supernatural on Blu-ray for free. For free. There is a 15th season, right? The 15th and final season it is billed, but it wasn't free. And given that I have yet to watch a single episode of Supernatural. I have 14 seasons of Supernatural. I have yet to watch a single episode in my home of the episode of the discs that I've bought. I'm going to very soon. I'm going to. I have it actually blocked out the time to do that. So, but digital copy, digital copy, digital copy, and season 11. So I got 5 seasons of Supernatural here, and I have to do something with those. And I will show you what I'll do with those in just a minute after I get to the final thing on my unboxing agenda. So a discussion came up on Facebook. I spent a lot of time on Facebook. Not so much the last couple of days because, cat. But I spent a lot of time on Facebook, and every so often discussions come up in groups that I am a part of. And those discussions usually involve around science fiction or books. And people got to talking about how Harlan Ellison hated City on the Edge of Forever, which is one of the most famous things that he ever wrote or did. And there weren't a lot of Harlan defenders in that particular group. And Harlan Ellison was a man like any other. He had flaws and he had strengths and virtues. I'm not here to dissect any of those. What I will talk about is the man's talent, because he wrote a script so awesome it won a Writers Guild Award. It was fantastic. It was visionary. It redefined both science fiction and what you could do with the Star Trek mythos. And then it got hacked to pieces and turned into another award-winning script, which won him a Hugo Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. So Harlan Ellison won awards twice for his script for City on the Edge of Forever. And it was unheralded for a long time. If you had read the original, if you were part of the Writers Guild, you knew about it. And if you didn't, you didn't. I read it myself many years ago. And it is a fantastic work of fiction. It's wonderful. And I knew that it had been released by Harlan through a publisher, and that it was a glaring hole. It was a missing piece of my Star Trek collection. Because I'd read the screenplay, but I hadn't read the book. I hadn't read the book talking about the screenplay, the things that happened, and all of the hype and hoopla surrounding City on the Edge of Forever from one person in particular, which is, Harlan Ellison. And so this book, Harlan Ellison's The City on the Edge of Forever, the original teleplay that became the classic Star Trek episode. And with an expanded introduction essay by Harlan Ellison. So this is literally Harlan's last word on the subject. It's his original screenplay, his original teleplay rather, and his thoughts on what it was, why he did it, and where it was. And this also was free for me. It was free because I had reward points. And this book in particular has afterwards by 8 people involved in Star Trek, including my friend David Gerald and a whole bunch of other people involved here. But it was put out by my friends who work for White Wolf Games, White Wolf Publishing. So this book is an intersection of many amazing things in my life. And I realized I didn't have a copy and I had to have it. And I had reward points, and so I bought it. And so this book means a lot to me. I am going to read this physical book this weekend, cover to cover, because I've read the screenplay, as I said multiple times. I've read even probably some of these essays included in this book, but I have not read this book. And I'm going to read this book this weekend, and I'm going to enjoy it. You can see here is the teleplay with notes. Kirk, Spock's dialogue all the way around there. Eat, Killer Must Die was the actual page I got to. And these are different treatments of the teleplay. So this has got a whole bunch of stuff to it. It's a fantastic book. I highly recommend it. You can buy it on Amazon. You could check it out from libraries. You can get it just about anywhere. I recommend picking up this book if you like Star Trek. And if you like Harlan Ellison, this book will be even more fun for you. All right. So that is 25 minutes, and that's typically as long as, by the way, yeah, I paid, it was $15 to get this book shipped to me all the way in. So it was $10 plus $4 shipping and then tax, right? It's brand new. And I used Amazon reward points to buy it. Which is the same as cash, right? Pay the author. That was Harlan's mantra, and I did. I paid the author. I didn't steal it. I paid for it. So, I want to go over what happens when I get media. What happens when I buy stuff used or new on the internet. And a lot of what happens is that I get excited about it, and I got to catalog my stuff. So the first thing that I do when I get media is I enter it into my database. So I'm going to turn on my DVD database. I use DVD Profiler. I have actually been using DVD Profiler for over 20 years. And it's a free download to catalog your discs. And if you have more than 150 discs or so, you should probably consider buying the professional version, which is I did 20 years ago. Because not only do you get access to the database and all sorts of cool stuff, you get Supernatural Season 6. It's suggested as something I may want to watch today. You get high resolution images. So things look great. And there's a mobile app for this software that I use all the time. I use it's on all my phones, it's on my tablet. It's so useful to me to just see my collection and be able to interact with my collection. So whenever you open up DVD Profiler, as I have done right here, it shows you you've got a brief window of stuff you could do. You could print a report out, backup database, all this stuff here you can do. So I want to add DVDs to my collection. And so I push a button, it does a quick calculation, it looks for updates to DVDs I already own. And this is not expensive software. It's pretty cheap. You can buy it right now. They did a final build of it in 2017, so 5 years ago. And they don't need to update it anymore unless, the world comes up with a completely new operating system that they may have to support. And it is so simple to use. If you can type or scan a barcode, you can use it. box set. 88392937501. It knows it's supernatural to complete ninth season. Well, that's fantastic news because that is exactly what I want to do. I want to add that to owned. All right, purchase place. I bought this off eBay. And I'm going to confirm that by going to eBay. My eBay. This is all happening off screen here. You can't see it, but I'm totally going to eBay right now to look at my purchase history. All right. Yes. I paid $10 for it. There was $5 of shipping. It was delivered today. I had tracking information. Everything was awesome. Thank you, eBay seller. In fact, I'm going to leave feedback right now. Fantastic. It is not just like new. It is new. It was shrink wrapped. Fantastic set. New in box. Love it. Can't wait to watch. Boom. 5 stars of feedback. Oh, and then of course I have to say, not fantastic, fantastic. You know. All right, it looks like that. It's definitely a positive thing. Thanks, Access123. I love it. I'm glad it went well too. I am not going to save that seller. That's a problem for another day. But the reason why I did that is to confirm the purchase price, because that is data the DVD profiler wants. So, purchase price, it was an online retailer, it was eBay. It is the various places that I buy stuff from online. It was eBay. I paid $10 for it. I never count shipping and handling or tax in the purchase price of media, because if I wanted to, I could source all of these things from local buyers. I could go find somebody here near where I live in Seattle, pay them $10 for their set, take it home. I could do all that. The $5 with shipping and tax that I pay when I buy stuff online, that's a convenience cost for me. That is something that benefits me, and it's not connected to the media. That's why when I buy copies of my own book online, I just count the price of the book, not the shipping or tax, because the value to me is what the book is priced at. Everything else is a convenience. It has a fee that I pay to receive a service. It does not have to do with the cost of goods. Keep that in mind when you're out eating at restaurants, right? You are paying for the experience of eating at a restaurant, not for the price of the food. You are paying for, I am being served food. My waiter came to me. The wine guy came to me. They came to me and said, would you like this? I like this. Here is how this works. And they explain the food to me. They explain the pairings. They explain everything to me. Even something as simple as my cantina, right? Where I walk in, I sit down. I've been going there for over a decade. And I just sit down and they bring me a drink, right? They know me. They know my custom. They know what I want. Sometimes they put salt on the rim. Not my favorite, but 9 times out of 10, the drink is perfect, it's cold, and it's at my seat within 2 or 3 minutes of sitting down. That is service that I pay for, that is service that I crave, and I always tip well, because the price on the menu is not the actual price you should be paying. You should be paying for the experience of eating at a restaurant. For physical media, the price you're paying is the price of the physical media. That is set by the seller. It can be a new price, it could be a used price, it could be a damaged price, it could be a premium price if something is out of print and rare. I have paid premium prices for media in recent memory, and it was worth it because it was media I could not get any other way, and it was media that I had not seen. So not only was it a new experience for me, it was an important experience for me. It was something that I could not get any other way other than to pay a premium price. So I gladly paid that premium price. Sales tax and shipping, not included in that price. That is a convenience factor for me. And that gets passed on to various state and local organizations. It's really tasty wine, by the way. I'll go into what that wine is later on. So, here on the database, you see that there is already an existing entry in the database for Supernatural the Complete Ninth Season. Yes, there is. It shows that it has 6 discs. There are a couple of different ways to enter this data into DVD Profiler. One is by disc, counting each disc as a separate part of your collection and a separate disc. And the other way is the correct way, the way I do it, is to say this complete set has 6 discs in it. Count this set as 6 discs. Count it as one collection number, because you don't loan out a disc. You don't loan out a single disc when you loan out a disc. You loan out the complete set to somebody, and they watch it and they give it back to you. I don't loan out that many DVDs anymore. I have different ways to share content. But for database purposes, this is really important that I have the number of discs properly represented in my database, because that tells me how much I've spent, how much I've really spent per discs, how many discs I buy in a given month, year, decade, whatever. And it pops right up here. It knows that this is a box set because other users have already completed the information that says there are these 6 discs in this box set. Each one of these discs has this thing. They're all separate profiles. And so, do I want to add these following profiles not currently in my collection? You bet your ass I do. However, I don't want to increment my collection number or number of discs, because that is already handled in having the box set. And so I have to push buttons 6 more times to make this work out. You'll note that in this pending editions folder here, it's got a little yellow warning sign, because it is seeing that I am entering Supernatural discs which have names very similar to discs already in my collection. For example, the discs for Season 6, which was suggested to me as something I might want to watch when I first opened up the software. Samantha Iseating, hello! How are you? I am Scott James Magner, the idiot with a microphone, and today I am unboxing DVDs and entering them into my database. And a little bit later from now, I'm going to print out a custom DVD cover for this set, and I'm going to show everybody how I deal with that. It's wonderful. All right. I'm not going to make you watch me enter these other 4 seasons of Supernatural. I'm just going to do this one, and we're going to move on to the next part of the stream, because I don't want to waste everybody's time. Samantha, do you like DVDs? Do you like unboxing DVDs, collecting DVDs, watching DVDs, that sort of thing? I click Add Now while I wait for a response, and it processes the images necessary to show off the box set in my database. Wonderful. And now there will be an entry right here at the top. I don't know why that just popped up. Oh, right. So this is currently set to show... Cancel. It's currently set to show things by... Yeah. By the name of the discs. But there is Supernatural, the complete 9th season. If I click this arrow, this plus rather, it shows me all 6 discs. And the overview here in the software shows me the contents of each disc. So the episodes, the episode summaries, and any special features on it. It really is a superior program for collecting and cataloging discs. I'll chat back to Samantha because that's important on Twitch. Alright, so that is DVD Profiler. Is the first thing that I do when I get new DVD media. The next thing I do is determine whether or not the case will fit on my shelf. And I'll tell you right now, this case is too damn big. So we're going to go back to camera 3. This case is too damn big. It is twice. This is a 28 millimeter 6 up case. I have a lot of these for various reasons. It is too big. What I want is a 14 millimeter case, a 14 millimeter 6-disc case. So you saw earlier when I opened this case and showed off how it was in there. It was already falling apart. It's a brand new disc. It went from the factory to some guy's collection, and then it sat in some guy's collection until he wanted to get rid of it, and so then he sent it to me. It's not going to fit on my shelf alongside all the other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I am going to print out a brand new DVD insert. And I'll show you how I do that. All right. I'll go back to the main monitor. So we're going to say goodbye to camera 3 for just a moment. We're back here on camera 2 where we stay classy. You stay classy, internet. All right, we're going to minimize this window. And then I'm going to pull over one of my favorite websites. This is Customaniacs. Customaniacs is a site where graphic designers and movie fans print up their own custom cases for DVDs. And they post them to this website, and they share it with other people. As a user of the website, whether you are a creator or just a fan like myself, you buy credits. And this is a UK site. Even though it's a .org, it's a UK site. And you buy credits, and those credits give you access to downloadable, high-quality scans, which are all completely legal. They are interpretive works. They are graphic designers going mad. It's no different than posting a meme up and around. So I'm going to search in here for Supernatural. And it's going to bring up all the different kinds of custom cases that people have put together. And I have my personal favorites of all of these creators. But those creators had not put together the exact thing that I wanted. This one looks really sharp. But it has a spanning cover. I'm moving away from spanning covers overall. But if you notice on here, this one's got... It properly credits the venue by which this show was seen on the CW. It's got different colors for various things. It has a spanning pattern all the way through. It's got good cover art all the way in there. But I didn't want that. And so what I went with this creator here. If I can get this to, yeah, there we go. I went with this one. And specifically I went with this one because I bought seasons 1 through 8 and 10 in one transaction from a guy on Facebook who's now my Facebook friend. And we bonded over custom cases and you know, slimming things down and making room on the shelf. And the only reason he got rid of these DVDs is because he had gone to the Blu-rays. Because the Blu-rays, you could fit a whole season onto 4 discs rather than the 6 discs that you need from the DVD set. And he had the 6 disc sets in a binder anyway. So he didn't need the plastic. He didn't have the room on his shelf. He didn't need the plastic. So he just needed this. So he had I found this custom setup here for the first 11 seasons. And since I only needed the first 10, I went ahead and I downloaded the first 10. They were 3 credits each. I had many a credit. I have 60 credits left. I'll probably have to buy more credits in the next few months because I get a lot of custom art from this website. So we'll go to the title. And the way that you get the art for your very own, or gain access to the art, here you can see the front and back of each cover, is when you find something that you want access to, you hit this thanks button here. And the thanks button gives you the opportunity to download the high resolution files. And I could pretend to click on this. I've already downloaded this file. I downloaded it weeks ago. I have this file in my archive here on my computer. And in fact, it is right here, ready to be printed. So I'm going to open it up. You can see that this is the same cover that we just saw on the website. And what I want to do is I want to print this out. I have an HP Envy photo printer, 7155. It's a fantastic one. It's the one that takes the ink that I showed at the beginning of this stream. And it prints amazing photos. In fact, it prints exactly the kind of photo that I want to do right now. So I'll hit print here. When you hit print on a picture, it tries to, the default that a computer wants to do is say, hey, you got a picture, great, and you want to print it, great. Let's make it as big as possible. But I don't want that. I want it to be the exact size that is in the image. And so I click off picture fit to frame. It's going to print this cover on a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper right now. And I'm going to hit print. And in the background, you will hear my printer printing. We're going to turn on camera 3 again, so you can see the next step of everything that's going on. Because I get to use another tool. It is my paper cutter. And once I have properly printed, there's a bit of alliteration there, huh? Once I have properly printed my DVD cover insert, I'm going to trim it up here on my paper cutter, which I also bought from Amazon. Because, come on, it's a lockdown, right? Where else are you going to buy stuff? Where are you going to go? I could use scissors. I could use my trusty pocket knife. But I don't want to do any of that. But before it's printed, we can transfer the discs out of this clunky 28mm case into this more streamlined 14mm case. As shown earlier, the thing's already busted. It's old. It's been kicking around on a shelf for a while. So I'm going to take the discs out of there and I'm going to put them in here. I'm not going to scan them in tonight. That's a different stream. I have a Plex server that I maintain that helps me to keep track of all this media so I can watch it here on my computer without having to get up and do a whole bunch of stuff. Or on any of the various devices to which I can stream in the house. Wonderfully printed without problem. These discs are all in fantastic shape. They've never been used. They've never been touched. No scratches, no dust. Just content. Two more discs to go. I got 5 and 6. And pièce de résistance. This bit of paper here fits really well just in there. And I don't have to worry about it getting smushed or broken. This Maxtel 6DVD case holds all the cover art and everything I needed from the original packaging to go. If I wanted to, I could also use this insert. And I'm going to push this to the side over here. We don't need that anymore. I could use this insert here in this case if I were to. But since the spine is so wide, I would have to fold in these edges to the tune of 14 millimeters, because 28 to 14, I have to get rid of 14 millimeters of space, right? And I would lose so much of this cover art, and you would see on the front, you would see that edge here, and the spine would be similarly obscured. I'm gonna do that 7mm fold here as well. So the spine would be 14 millimeters. You'd be able to read it, you'd be able to see it. It would fit here on the case, but you would lose some of the data. It wouldn't look as sharp. It wouldn't look exactly the way you want it to. It certainly wouldn't look as good as these Blu-ray cases, right? Which are really sharp because they're properly proportioned for the size of case that they're in. So what I do is I go to a site like the one you just saw. I pay for and I download a custom piece of art, and then I trim it up using my paper cutter. It is really easy to do. You just gotta line stuff up, press down on this bit of plastic here to make sure that things don't move, and then just cut it loose. And if you see there, I've got a really clean edge with no white space. Things that will distract me from viewing the cover art itself as something desirable. So yeah, give me that. Come here, paper. I know there are streams devoted to paper cutting. I have thought over the years that perhaps I might want to enter one of those streams and just cut paper for a while. I do love cutting paper. I love my paper cutter. I love the sound it makes. I love the feel of the blade vibrating as it moves across the paper. I'm a nerd. What can I say? I like arts and crafts. All right, that's lined up there. I think I've got it. I did. Look at that. 3 for 3. That's 3 really good cuts. You want to catch the tiniest bit of ink at the bottom of the cut. Not so much that it'll be missed, not so much that it will ruin the square proportions of the cover art, but enough that you don't have a white edge. And if you look here, I think you can see it. There is the tiniest bit, is less than a millimeter of the blue ink. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side. There we go. You'll probably see it there a lot easier. There's the tiniest bit, less than a millimeter of blue ink across this edge here that was on this. So this doesn't get bent while I'm manipulating it. I'll move that over there. Make sure that I get the art on the outside synced up to the art on the inside. This is where I set the discs. So I'll move it like that. And I will just slip this insert in. When you cut it right, it's going to fit exactly to the edge of the plastic sleeve. And then I'll just make sure it's lined up as close to the edges of the top and bottom sleeve as I can. When I take this downstairs and I put it next to the rest of the Supernatural DVD sets, and I'm going to post a picture on my Facebook about how exactly that's going to work. But you see that spine is right there, right? That spine is perfectly aligned. Make sure your spine is aligned properly, so it's readable at a distance. You can see name of the show, season 9, submitted DVDs. There's even a little picture here of Osric Chow, right? You can see one of the actors to remind you of a bit of the content. Here is an expanded bit of art. It's alternate art than this close-up there, but it's generally the same photo shoot, and you'll see the same sort of stuff. The back is custom. It contains a lot of the information that's on the inside of the set rather than these. I do like the graphic presentation and the way the information is presented on the outside of these, which is one of the reasons why I think I like these Blu-ray sets, because they're already in a thinner profile and they've already got all the information I want, so I don't have to do a custom case for a Blu-ray set. In fact, I am just going to put these boxes exactly how they are straight up on the wall. I'm not even going to worry about reformatting them or anything. They're going to, all four of these come with an outer box sleeve, and I keep the outer box sleeve, and I keep the interior case just the way it is, and then I will happily display those for as long as I have Supernatural in my collection, which should be a while. I am really enjoying the summaries and the clips of the show that I've seen so far. But you can see right here, and this is one of the things that I really like to do, is post up a comparison of timestamping, which is where my favorite tool in the universe comes into play. You can see here the difference between them, right? It's the exact same content. There's just not as much air in it. There's just not as much stuff. And it costs me pennies to repackage from here to here. And those pennies, for me, are a lot of value. And so that is the extent of my stream. I am going to type in the rest of these Blu-ray sets into my database, and then maybe I'll do a little archiving tonight. I don't know for sure. I have a lot of other stuff I want to do, but I've been streaming for 56 minutes, so let's pop back over here to camera 2, where we stay classy. And I'm happy to take any questions from my one viewer. But I'll just talk on my own, because those questions are probably not forthcoming. Normally... Oh, hey! Samantha followed me as well. Wonderful. Thank you, Samantha. I do possibly 1 or 2 unboxings a week, and the rest of my time I do gaming. I've been wanting to do interview shows with some friends of mine. We're probably going to start doing movie reviews and movie watch-alongs soon. We won't actually watch the movie on screen, but myself and another person will be watching the movie. And then you'll see our reactions to it. And we will probably be staying classy the entire time, because why not? That's the sort of premium content that you get here. Thank you for watching. If you like this content and you're like Samantha and you want to follow me when I'm doing talk streams and unboxing, please do so. On Twitch, you can subscribe on YouTube, and you can like or follow me on Facebook for the exact same content. I do not recommend you subscribe to me on Twitch, not only because my viewer count is quite low, but I really know what the hell I'm doing. For example, I rushed into the stream again today, and I didn't turn on my microphone. I didn't turn on the soundboard. Right? It's the easiest thing in the world to look down here and see the monitor levels, to see that I'm talking and that it's being recorded. And none of that was happening when I started today's stream, because I am an idiot with a microphone, and sometimes I make very bad choices. But if you do want to support the stream, there is something I recommend, and that is that you buy my books. I am a science fiction author and a game designer, and I run a small press called rsentertainment.com. rsentertainment.com is a progressive publisher. I'm looking at camera 2. Camera 2 is not even on anymore. I should look at my microphone. rsentertainment.com is a progressive publisher who focuses on independent authors and the stories that they tell. My books are up there. I write science fiction. Actually, I write about superheroes. So I write in a myriad of genres, not a multitude. I don't have that many books. I do have a bunch of books out. But I write about superheroes. I write about people with extraordinary abilities who are called upon to do extraordinary things. And whether that be space opera or hard science fiction or fantasy or dark fantasy, superheroes are superheroes and I write about them. I write about soldiers and heroes, and people that inspire me are who I put into my books. You can even get a free book on rsentertainment.com. You can get my novel Homefront, which I showed off earlier today. You can get a free ebook of Homefront if you go to rsentertainment.com. It costs 99 cents on Amazon. Don't pay Amazon. I'm giving it away for free. You get a free book up there. You can buy other books on rsentertainment.com. You can buy Great Dark Fantasy by Lindsay Johnson. You can buy a book of horror poetry by Evan Peterson. It's a book called Metaflesh, Poems and the Voices of the Monster. And it is a stuffed to the gills volume of fantastic poetry written by a master poet. He actually has a master's in poetics, about Frankenstein's monster and the stories that Frankenstein's monster has been used to tell over the last few hundred years. It is a fantastic book. I could not recommend it higher, and I really, really enjoyed working on it. So that's the link there, rsentertainment.com. That's where you should spend your money if you want to support the stream. Buy my books, buy other people's books, review them online, tell all your friends, right? If you want to follow me on social media, there are my social media links. SJ Magner is here on Twitch. Scott James Magner is there on YouTube. I play games, as I mentioned earlier, so you can follow me on Discord at Bog1X. I have a Discord channel and a Discord server of my own. And if you want to be part of the stream, possibly play video games with me, that's the place to do it. Drop me a line on Discord and we'll see what we can work up. Plus, I play a lot of games on Twitch, also at Bog1. A lot of games on Steam, rather, also at Bog1X. So if you want to be part of the action, you want to be part of everything, that'd be fantastic. Let me know. Drop me a line. Tell me I suck. Tell me I'm awesome. Tell me how much you like Supernatural. I'd love to talk to more people about Supernatural. But be part of the action. And that's it. That's my spiel. That's my pitch. I want to thank everyone who watched and who is going to watch in the future. I really enjoy doing these streams. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the experience. So I'm hoping that you're going to have a great rest of your day, just like I will. So stay classy, everyone. Bye for now.